I think I'll cover one more subject while I'm still thinking about it. That subject is the decline of CB radio usage, or 27 megahertz citizens band radio usage in the US by the trucking industry, and the subsequent increase in the number of multi-core large-scale vehicle pileups that you have seen in the news here and there and stuff. If you look over the records of large vehicle collisions, pileups, stuff, you'll notice that over the last 15-20 years there has been a marked increase in the number of large, and I mean like 50, 80, 100, 200 plus vehicles in one single core pileup. And I think there's a direct correlation, oddly enough, to the decline of citizens band radio usage by the trucking and transportation industry. And here's my reasons why I think so. Back years ago, when I and my parents and stuff traveled the interstate a lot, we used CB radio quite heavily. And when you're traveling the interstate or whatever, and accident happened, you'd hear chatter on the CB that such and such at such and such mile marker, and within seconds you'd see trucks starting to apply the brake lights, and brake lights coming on as far as you could see, and flashes coming on, and people starting to slow people down and stuff. About miles in both directions from an accident, but literally seconds after it started to happen. And so the concept of several hundred vehicles being able to pile up without the vehicles coming on further on down the road knowing about it just seems almost impossible to fathom for me. Because not years ago, when we was getting ready to head on the interstate and stuff, usually before we even pulled on the interstate, listening to CB, you'd know things like the way station was open south of the exit on ramp, and you'd know that the DOT and the cops were working one part of the interstate pretty heavy. You would also know the rest station was closed, or the such and such backup at mile marker 53, and that's all before you even got onto the interstate. Nowadays, a trucker can be heading literally right into a 200 core pileup, and he won't know 10 seconds before he becomes vehicle 201 in that pileup. He can literally be traveling full speed into something and be totally unaware of it, and that's one of the truest detriments that I see the decline of CB radio has caused in the transportation industry, is just the general total lack of situational awareness of the vehicles and stuff on the highway anymore. You can have them flying like a bat out of heck and totally unaware of what's going on a mile down the road, which used to be that was totally unfathomable, but nowadays it's standard practice. And that is something that needs to be changed or rectified one way or the other. I don't know how, because CB radio ain't gonna most likely come back, but there needs to be another communications medium to try to fill that information void left by the traditional 27 megahertz CB band in the transportation industry. That's why the previous video I talked about VHF business band probably becoming CB of the future. But if it doesn't, then something else needs to fill that void, because the danger to the traveling public caused by that total situational unawareness is something that costs real people's lives and is a danger to everyone that's on the highway. And that's something that I've seen crop up over the years that just leaves me dumbfounded how it got to that point. So that's my opinion on that subject. Take care. Take it easy.